government shut down, 9 days, feds unpaid, vets in limbo. Yesterday's Senate Judiciary hearing exploded. Senator Josh Hawley obliterated Biden's DOJ, FBI tapping GOP senators' phones, spying on Catholics, branding parents terrorists, proof of a rogue FBI. Are Hawley's dodge of Trump's Comey vendetta? Let's tear it apart.
I am gravely concerned about what is no longer a hypothetical question. You said you would be leading a department that would look forward, yet public statements by President Trump urging you to go after and to indict and to prosecute specific named people, but is a real question about when or if the president demands you prosecute individuals because he views them as opponents or enemies, because the recent episode around the indictment of James Comey left me very concerned about the direction of the department.
Attorney General Bondi, good to see you. Welcome. I've been listening closely in this hearing, and I've heard over and over from my Democrat colleagues concerns about targeting political enemies, and they've accused you of all manner of things and the current president. I've also heard them said, and I just wrote it down because I wanted to be sure I heard it correctly. I've heard them say that Joe Biden never targeted his political enemies. Joe Biden never directed his attorney general to target his political opponents. That's interesting. Because I could have sworn that yesterday we learned that the FBI tapped my phone. Let's look at it. We've got a list. Tapped my phone, tapped Lindsey Graham's phone, tapped Marsha Blackburn's phone, tapped 5 other phones of United States senators. Gee, it sure looks like targeting political opponents to me, and yet I haven't heard a word from that side of the dais about any concern whatsoever. We've got nothing but concerns today, but no concern at all for a Justice Department that is tapping the phones of sitting United States senators because who knows why. They don't like them. They're members of the opposition party. They're Republicans. They're conservatives. You've seen this document, Attorney General Bondi. Well, what was going on here? Who ordered this? Who ordered the tapping of the phones of United States senators?
Senator Hawley, I cannot discuss the details of that right now for very good reason.
You're going to do a thorough investigation into this, I trust. Is that correct?
We will be looking at all aspects of this, and I have talked to Director Patel at length about
this.
And
you're going to figure out who was involved in this, who signed off on it, who knew about it. You're going to get to the bottom of all of it. Is it correct?
Yes, and I've spoken to Director Patel about it, and he is committed to doing this.
Well, I can tell you, we already know many of the details. We already know that this was ordered by the special prosecutor, Jack Smith, who reported directly to the Attorney General of the United States, Merrick Garland. And we know that Jack Smith was on his witch hunt because he was directed to do so by the President of the United States, Joe Biden. Let's just remember. Let's take a walk down memory lane. April 2nd, 2022, the New York Times. Garland faces growing pressure. The Times says as recently as late last year, that would have been 2021, Mr. Biden confided to his inner circle he believed former President Trump was a threat to democracy and should be prosecuted. It goes on to say that the Biden was frustrated with Garland and wanted him to take decisive action against Trump. Here's what we're talking about. Trump, of course, was a private citizen at the time. So he appoints his own hitman, Jack Smith, who goes after the president, former president, who goes after members of this body. You know, the thing about it, though, that really strikes me is that it didn't stop with members of the United States Senate. Did it, Attorney General Bondi? It didn't stop here at all. I mean, just as egregious, maybe more so than tapping the phones of U.S. senators, is this memo that I know you've seen before. Let's just look at it again. This is an FBI memo from the same time period, I might add, from the same time period in which the Federal Bureau of Investigation attempts to recruit informants into Catholic parishes in this country. So here you have an administration that is activating the FBI against its political opponents and tapping the phones of United States senators. Can I just say that again for my colleagues, for the benefit of my colleagues on the other side of the dais? Tapping the phones of United States senators. This isn't hypothetical. This isn't maybe what will you do in the future. This isn't, oh, gee, can you imagine a situation? This happened. This happened. And this happened, the targeting of Catholics in this country because Joe Biden and his FBI didn't like Catholics who went to a certain kind of mass. I mean, good God in heaven, what is happening to this country? What happened under Joe Biden? a parent at a school board meeting, I think in Virginia, who was drug out of the school board meeting. He's bloodied there. You can see it. And what was the response of Joe Biden's DOJ and FBI? It was to issue a memorandum saying that people like this ought to be investigated by the counterterrorism unit. And unbelievably, they were.
Charlie Kirk's September 10th assassination ignites MAGA fury. France's September 22nd Palestine recognition, 157 UN nations, isolates the U.S. October 1st shutdown, 400,000 furloughed, military pay frozen till October 15th, fuels rage. Dems grill AG Bondi over Trump's October 4th Comey indictment push. Hawley flips it, exposes Biden-era FBI abuses, deflects Trump's DOJ weaponization. Hawley claims Biden's FBI tapped his, Graham's, Blackburn's, 6 other GOP senators' phones. Jack Smith's January 6 probe. October 6 Grassley docs show Arctic frost collected call metadata. Who, when, not content. From January 4th to 7th, 2021. Legal, intrusive as hell. He ties it to Biden's 2022 pressure on Garland Smith to prosecute Trump. Per NYT leaks. Tapping exaggerated. Metadata isn't wiretaps. Smith's 1,000-plus witnesses built a case. Hawley's outrage masks Trump's own DOJ orders, like Comey's charges. The Catholic Memo. 2023 FBI Richmond doc flagged radical traditionalist Catholics as threats, pushing parish informants. 13 docs. SPLC bias, multi-office involvement. Ray called it a one-off. Paddle September 17 testimony admits firings. Gross violation. FBI in churches, dystopian. Hawley's Biden hates Catholic spin overreaches. Bad analysis. Not a holy war. Still, stings Dems, shutdown pain. Parents as terrorists. Hawley cites a 2021 Virginia dad, roughed up at a school board. Garland's October 4th memo probing threats after NSBA's domestic terrorism letter. FBI tagged parents with edge officials for counterterrorism, chilling speech. 6 cases referred by 2023. Garland denied broad targeting. 22 threat reports. WH emails suggest overreach. Hawley's right free speech fears. Skips context of real threats. Supreme Court's October 7th punt weakens his case. X buzzes with Biden Stasi. Critics slam Hawley, ignoring Trump's DOJ antics. Comey's indictment. Epstein file blocks. Bondi's probe promises ring hollow. Agents work unpaid. Shutdown GOP helped ignite. Hawley's October 7th barrage nails Biden DOJ abuses. Senator metadata grabs. Catholic spying. Parent tags. But tapping hype. Trump defense. Screams hypocrisy. Bondi's investigations. Smoke in a shutdown crisis. Dodges a political weapon. We're the collateral damage. Hawley hero or grandstander. Spill it below. Like if you're done with this chaos. Subscribe for unfiltered takes. Bell on, next one's a banger.